So I am thinking a couple of things. Now I've done a lot of work in the men's rights movement as Man-Woman Myth. And I made a video documentary many years ago now to address many of the issues to do with the treatment of men in society. And I'm wondering now if men need to take more control of the situation, need more control of how they're treated in society. In other words, I'm asking, is it up to men to tackle misandry rather than trying to get women to control their behavior or to get society to change the way men are treated? I hope I'm communicating properly. What I'm trying to say is, I'm wondering if misandry can only be tackled by a change in men's behavior rather than expecting a change in women's behavior or in society's general behavior. In other words, can men tackle misandry more directly? I think in the past, possibly, it's hard to be sure, but possibly I haven't put the issue more directly in the hands of men. I'm thinking now that men can more directly handle misandry, more directly combat it and deal with it by changes in their own behavior, rather than expecting any change from society or any change from women. I'm thinking that quite possibly the way nature is, women's behavior won't necessarily change. It could be that it can't change. So the bottom line is that men, in some sense, do get a raw deal from the way society operates. So I am wondering if the only way forward in this issue is for men to take more control of their destiny. I'm thinking, for example, of the MGTOW men going their own way philosophy or movement. I'm not sure how it's best described. I am thinking that a societal change is definitely necessary in order for men to protect themselves from what is basically an abuse of them. Or should I say us? I'm not sure. An abuse of us. It is such a complicated issue, and tackling misandry is of fundamental importance. But at this present moment, I'm thinking that it is up to men more directly to try and combat that men's mistreatment. And I think it's possibly about discipline, motivation, proper self-control, handling and dealing with the sexual imperative, Because men do have a weakness as regards the sexual imperative. Handling that does seem to be the key. But I'm thinking a fundamental change in male behavior as regards the sexual imperative could have major implications for society. I suppose the first issue is if men can control their behavior as regards sex. My first thought is that it may be extremely difficult to effect a change in male behavior in this regard. As much as men need to defend themselves from the consequences of misandry, seeking for men to control the sexual imperative is a very tall order. I think men do have a large amount of discipline, and I'm not dismissing the possibility out of hand, but I do see how it's a major task. Men going their own way may have an answer of sorts. I think the issue might be defining what MGTOW means, because I think there's more than one definition, more than one way of behaving. This is such a fascinating area. It's such a intricate, difficult area to analyze. What is clear and simple is that men definitely need to take control of the issue, probably more than they have up to now. I still don't know whether to say they or we, or the issue has to be tackled more directly. And I think men have to be more in control of our destiny.